We're here today with Richard Bevan, Managing Director of Cassini Resources. Richard, thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Been a busy time for Cassini coming into this year?
Yeah, it has actually. We had a really big year last year, really around the development of the West Musgrave project and our joint venture partner Oz Minerals. And that sort of culminated in a scoping study late last year. So we've now sort of entered that next phase. So Oz made a positive decision to keep going with the project, which is great. And we now enter a phase where there's quite a concentrated amount of development work, but also a lot of exploration work over the next sort of 12 to 18 months.
What are some of the key attributes of the project and what did you learn from the scoping study?
Yeah, so the project, our primary project is the West Musgrave project, and it's a large nickel and copper sulphide project in WA. It's relatively remote, it's out in the WA Northern Territory South Australian border, but it's a large project, probably too large for Cassini. And hence, as we've gone through the development, we've now engaged a joint venture partner, Oz Minerals, and they're now funding their way into the project. So it's a good mechanism for Cassini to make sure that this project comes into life. The scoping study, which was completed in November last year, was really all around de-risking the project. So a lot of that was in the metallurgy and some resource drilling, looking at what the alternatives were around the power and water solutions. So all that work really led us to the point where in late last year, we got a positive decision on the scoping. The economics look good. We look at a large-scale nickel and copper mine, open pit, low operating cost, long mine life. So all the really key attributes that you look for in some of these largest, more strategic types of projects.
And as you say, the last half of the year particularly was around finishing the scoping study. So not a lot for retail investors to focus on, but coming into this year, it looks like there's going to be a pretty strong news flow.
Yeah, there's a lot of activity this year, and as you say, I think a lot of those development milestones are fairly sort of benign in the market. They're very key for adding value to the project. But the great thing about this next stage is we've got a lot of exploration activity which will provide us some good news flow and opportunity for our shareholders in terms of discovery and adding value to the project. So the way that the joint venture works, there's pools of money for development but also pools of money for exploration. And Cassini are managing that exploration program and budget, which gives us control over the activity and the news flow.
Exciting times ahead for Cassini. Richard, thanks for your time.
Pleasure, thank you.